Hi, this is Bernadette, and I'm here to present Septima Poinsetta Clark. She was best known for her role in developing the citizenship schools. During the 1950s and 1960s, thousands of African Americans passed through citizenship school classes in which they learned to read and write in order to pass the literacy test required by Southern states to register to vote. In addition, Clark's curriculum taught students how to use the power of the ballot to change their everyday life. Septima, Septima Poinsetta Clark was born May 3rd, 1898 in Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston was strictly segregated and harshly divided by class. Her father, Peter Poinsetta, was born a slave to Joel Poinsetta. Joel Roberts Poinsetta was a U.S. politician and the namesake of the poinsettia plant. Septima's father was a house servant, and one of his duties was responsible to take the children to and from school every day. He spoke of this with Septima without bitterness, but encouraged his own children to go to school. Her mother was born in Charleston, but raised in Haiti. She was very strict. She raised the boys much differently than she raised her female children. The boys had more lenient rules. The girls were told never to yell, never to go out without white gloves, etc. Septima rebelled against her mother, but always had her father's support when it came to school. Septima and her children all started school around 6 years old. The schools that were available to the public schools available to the African Americans were crowded and chaotic. For this reason, their mother took them out of those schools, and they were homeschooled by a neighbor. Middle and high schools were not available in Charleston. However, in 1914, the Avery High School opened, which was ran by white missionaries. This was a very good experience for Septima. She enjoyed it greatly. Due to financial reasons, not able to afford college, she took an examination at 18 through the Avery High School and passed, where she was eligible to become a teacher to teach other black children on Johns Island in South Carolina. At the St. John's Island schools, she taught children during the day and taught adult literacy classes at night on her own, using everyday materials like the Sears catalog. She left St. John's Island in 1919 to return to Charleston and fought to have black teachers in the public schools. She won that fight. She also won the fight for equal pay. She eventually earned her bachelor's and master's degree. After 40 years of teaching, Septima Poinsetta Clark was fired due to her refusal to end her association with the NAACP. That happened in 1947. Instead of retiring and giving up at 58 years old, unable to find work, Septima went to Tennessee, where she became the director of the Highland Folk School. This was an interracial adult education. It was teaching people how to fill out driver's license forms, voter registration forms, and how to sign checks. One of her students was Rosa Parks, who is known, as we know, refused to give up her seat on the bus. The citizenship schools began through the Highland Folk School and then later through the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to teach African Americans to read and write in order to pass the voter registration tests that were required in the southern states. The citizenship school movement trained more than 10,000 community leaders from 1957 to 1970. It is said that the citizenship schools were the foundation of the civil rights movement. Septima Poinsetta Clark was responsible for the citizenship schools. She was also very well known to send out Christmas cards, and in 1975, she sent out this Christmas card, and I think it sums up the person that she was. And it's also a quote that is very relevant today. It reads, "The greatest evil in our country today is not racism, but ignorance. I believe unconditionally in the ability of people to respond when they are told the truth. We need to study rather than to believe, to inquire rather than to affirm." I think that is very relevant to what's going on today. And this was a very interesting person to research. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too.